What is up, beautiful humans? This is Blythe Langford, your personal freedom coach. And today we're talking all things health. I want to talk about biohacking your health and what you can do, what to do before you actually start biohacking your health. So what is biohacking your health? Well, a lot of people actually, hello, my love. Haven't seen this person in ages. So what is biohacking your health? So biohacking your health actually means to really dive deep into look at all of the different areas and become completely responsible for your own health and do a whole lot of research to figure out exactly what is going on for you and for your health. So that's pretty much what biohacking is, and you can do it in so many different ways, but the most important thing I would like to address is that, oh my, Andrew, you've got to show me another peg hair. Oh my gosh, I love it. Sorry, completely distracted. Such beautiful people. I love you guys. So the most important thing when you are going to start biohacking your health, what I have come to realize with working with a lot of clients is that when you are going to look at what is wrong with your health, the first thing you need to understand is that you are going to look for a problem. So you are actually trying to find a problem with your health. That is really a big key to understand that whatever you are looking for, you will find. If you want to find a problem, you will find a problem. So what I like to say before starting biohacking your health is to do a detox. Because if you go looking for a problem, you will find one. Everybody has got dis-ease in their body. So the best thing that you can do is do a cleanse. Because if you have the choice between being happy or sad, what would you like to choose? Most people will want to choose happiness. Some people, depending on the day, will want to choose sadness. And we're all free will, right? So whatever you want is absolutely fine. But if you would like to actually gain control of your health, then the best thing that you can do is to do a detox first, because you want to get away. You want to, actually, let me tell you a little story, because the reason that I say this is because of what a lot of people do is they will go and get a whole lot of tests done, and then they will start to treat the problems that are there. And especially when you start biohacking your health and you start to look at all these different areas, and then all these years pass and you've done all these different things, and then you come to the end and you just realize, oh, I should actually have just started looking after myself, and then none of these problems would have existed. Exactly. So if you just start looking after yourself, then you can gain responsibility for your own health. Because put it this way, the doctor or the GP that you are going to see, they know fuck all compared to you. You know more about your body than anybody else will ever know. And if you want to be sick, you will be sick. Your cells will literally listen to everything that you say, because you are a vibrating being, and so are your cells. You have got over 2 trillion cells that are getting guidance from you. So if you want to be well, then the most important thing is to be happy, to take control of your monkey mind, because your monkey mind, your self-sabotager, the asshole in your brain that is telling you that there is something wrong with you, is controlling you. And the easiest thing to do is start to take control of the self-sabotager in your brain that is literally fucking with your body and your mind. So start by doing that, by doing some meditation, by doing some breath work. I like to say the best thing that you can do is, as soon as you wake up, before you even get out of bed, is start doing some breath work. I've got some free breath works on my YouTube channel, Upgrade with Blythe Langford. If you did them every morning, if nothing else, it will literally change your mind. Tests always come back as normal. Yes, okay, so this is a huge one. Thank you for addressing that. And generally what tends to happen is a lot of the tests come back as normal when you start to biohack your own health. But isn't it interesting that when the tests come back as normal, you still keep on looking because you know that there's something wrong with you? This happened to me a lot. It happened to a lot of my clients as well. And you can literally keep on going and you will find something that is wrong with you, even though your tests are coming back as normal. 80% of people that, that's probably a big statistic, but in my experience anyway, with people that I've dealt with, only people that I've dealt with, so this isn't a statistic, it's a Blythe statistic, 80% of people that I have dealt with, the issue has been in their digestive system, and it has been so sensitive that the tests from the GPs or the doctors do not pick it up. So they literally will start going and going to like naturopaths, sensitivity doctors, that sort of thing, and doing all different types of tests, and then you'll actually go through and do an elimination diet and seeing which things are actually causing a little bit of havoc in the body. And most of the time it's that you've got a sensitivity to some sort of food, or you're doing poor food combining, because when you mix certain foods together, certain food groups, they don't actually mix, like fruit and meat, or it's generally fruit with other things. They don't meet and mix well in the digestive system, because they digest at different rates. And what actually happens is it causes so much sensitivity in the gut, because one thing is like going to take 3 days to go through, and then there's fruit. Like we have fruit after every meal, and this is actually a fuckery of the modern world. You have fruit after a meal, and what that actually does is it makes whatever meal you've had, like let's say the food's going through like this, and then you've got fruit on the top, like trying to get through, because it only takes like 20 minutes to digest, whereas meat takes 3 days to digest. So they're just digesting at different rates, and it causes a lot of gas, it can cause bloating, it can cause agony and pain in the digestive system. And then because what's actually happening is the meat takes 3 days, and then this one's trying to push it through, it causes fermentation in the gut as well, and it can cause inflammation. And that's generally what that sensitivity is through this area, or people get sensitivity through their gut. It's actually an inflammation in one of the organs, because the food combining is not ideal that you're doing. So the best thing that you can do with any of this stuff, no matter what freaking disease you have or anything like that, is to do a detox first. And I really wanted to bring this up because it just breaks my heart to see members of my own family constantly getting organs taken out that they don't actually need to. Because if you did a detox first, then you wouldn't need to get your organs taken out. Because guess what? Every organ in your body is fucking necessary. To just say take out part of your liver or part of your gallbladder or part of your pancreas or anything like that is the best option is fucking insane. And especially when you could just do a detox and get healthy, that is sanity. Like that would be the smartest thing to do. But doctors don't actually make any money if they're not doing an operation on you. So please understand, just like you would go to a retail store or wanting to buy a jumper, and then there's a whole lot of jumpers there, and the retail person is trying to sell you something extra because they get commission out of that, so is your motherfucking doctor. Right? So they literally make money out of you going back. They make money out of you getting your organs taken out. They make money out of your surgeries. Doctors want you to be sick, because if you're not sick, then they're not going to be in business. So please understand that. And next time I go to the doctor, I never go to the freaking doctor. I don't need to go to the doctor. I only had to go to the doctor once in the last 5 years to get a pap smear, or for my arm when I had an accident. But I'm literally going to take my camera into the doctor next time so I can get my test results back. And so then they can literally say, because this is what my doctor always says to me, you're so freaking healthy. What is it that you do? And I say, I'm vegan. And he's like, oh, that's why I never recommend that to anybody, because then people will never need to come to the doctor. And I said, well, that's actually, you sound like a narcissist when you say that. And he's like, Blythe, you've got business. You understand. This is my business. If people aren't sick, I don't make any money. Of course I need people to be sick. Can you just let that land? The doctors need you to be sick. They don't want you to be well. I'm really sorry, but the doctors want you to be sick. They make money out of you every time you go back. So please understand that going to a doctor to biohack your health, that's not how this works. In order for you to biohack your health, first you need to clean your system. You want to biohack your health because you want to be healthy, and you don't want to feel like there's something wrong with you. First of all, that feeling comes from two different things. The first one, it comes from white supremacy programming and our fragility program that makes us think that there's something wrong with us. They implant that into us subconsciously ever since we were kids, so that we think that there is something wrong with us, so that we constantly have a need to have people look after us, whether it be the police, whether it be doctors, whether it be lawyers or accountants, so that we don't do the work ourselves. And yes, it is so much easier to have somebody else look after us, but we're sick, we're unhealthy, and we're lazy. And that's why we feel like there's something wrong with us, because we are not doing our best. We are doing what we're told, but we're not actually doing our best. So once we understand that doing our best means to clean up our system first, and then actually see if there's anything wrong. Because if your system is 100% clean, and if you have done like alkalined your diet and really cleansed your body, then you won't be sick, because disease is acidic. And if you are putting only alkaline things in your body, then the alkaline neutralizes the acidity and you will no longer be sick. That is how simple it can be. But doctors don't want you to know this. And doctors also don't spend a lot of time doing nutrition. They only spend, it's an elective. They don't actually have to learn nutrition, which is like really interesting, because every single cell in the body needs nutrition to live. So if they're not learning about what feeds the cells, then what are they concentrating on? Good question. They are actually concentrating on disease, because that's how they make money. And that's how the people that created medicine and teaches medicine and all of the university and all of the things, they are actually training people in disease. They're not training people in health. So just let that land. Doctors aren't trained in health. They are trained in disease. So when you can understand that, then you can understand that they are not the right person to go to. That first of all, no matter what is going on for you, do a freaking detox. I mean, if you are like dying, go to hospital 100%. But if it's to do with your health and it's not like a broken arm or a broken leg or something like that, the first thing that you should do is do a detox, because it will literally cleanse out all the disease in your body, so that your cells can start cleansing and cleaning and actually healing you, because you are your best healer. You are the healer that you need in this lifetime. Whatever is wrong with you in your body, whatever it is that you are searching for, once you take full responsibility of your health and go, no, fuck this, these people don't know shit. I am going to literally look after myself and I am going to figure it out myself, then that's when the whole world changes, because that's when you go, oh, I'm actually in control. Oh, my body's like actually amazing, and all my cells will actually listen to me. I had this experience when I had cancer. So I literally was a very mainstream healthy person. I did exercise every day. I was always like a size, in Australia, size 6, which is a 0 in America, like really small, really looked after my health, all of those things. But I still, drank alcohol, which is highly acidic. I still ate meat. I was paleo. So I was eating meat and doing all of the, the normal mainstream things. And I was like, looked amazing and all of the stuff. And I was having burning in my stomach. I had like IBS symptoms, and it was painful, like sometimes after I ate, but I didn't really actually understand that it was all to do with the foods that I was eating or anything like that. It wasn't until one night when I came home from a friend's house, I was actually in complete agony, crying with pain, and I'd had all the tests done and everything, and they'd all come back that there was nothing wrong with me for like a whole year, and I'd literally just, been giving so much of my blood away. And then I was just like, you know what, none of this is fucking working. I'm going to literally look at this myself, and just needed to find and figure out a different way. So I just started to biohack my own health and do like a whole lot of detoxing. I've probably done, I don't know, 150, no, probably more, maybe 200 fasts as well over the last 15 years, and guided people through other fasts and detoxes as well, because there isn't one thing for everybody. Like I have people reach out to me, they're like, oh, what's a good detox protocol? It's like, what's your intention behind it? Do you already have disease within your body that you know of? Is it just a cleanse that you want? Is it because you want to start biohacking your own health? Is it a mental concern? There is so many different things. So there isn't one size fits all. But if I had to give anybody a starting point, the easiest and safest thing for everybody, which people can never get their heads around, is to do a fruit diet. One of my amazing people that I've studied, I think is amazing. His name is Dr. Robert Morse. And it is literally, rather than doing a juice fast or a water fast or anything like that, the most important, like they're also really great. But without supervision, I'm not going to recommend that. I would honestly recommend doing a watery fruit diet. So I'm talking oranges, I'm talking grapefruits. Grapefruits remove so much mucosoid plaque. It is unbelievable, and that is what holds disease down your digestive tract. And you've got to understand that 80% of your body's energy is actually spent digesting. So if less energy needs to be spent digesting, then that's when your superpowers can turn on. That's when your spirituality and your psychic abilities and all of these things can actually switch on more, because more energy will be able to go to other parts of the body. So watery fruits, like literally grapes, oranges, like I said, kiwi fruits, tangelos, pomelos, those sort of things, lemons, limes, grapes are absolutely amazing. Dr. Robert Morse also recommends that if you have real disease, then you could literally go on grapes, red grapes, because they're high in resveratrol, red grapes and lemons. You could literally go on that for 2 weeks, and that would be freaking epic. That's actually known to cure cancer, with mass doses of pharmaceutical grade vitamin C. I have a great guy here in Sydney, and we get pharmaceutical grade vitamin C 1 kilo for $33. It's ridiculous. So literally just doing a watery fruit diet is the safest way to cleanse out of your body, because, and this is highly important as well, make sure your fruit is certified organic, because when it's not, you are literally putting chemicals into your body. And you've got to understand that the people that are making money off you being sick also put those chemicals into their food so that you can have certain symptoms and be super fucked up. And then you go to the people that actually sell their drugs to fix you. So you'll be in a constant loop of dis-ease, mental problems, and feeling like there's something wrong with you. So please understand that the food that you are putting in your body is actually medicine. The food you're putting in your body is the medicine. So if the food that you are putting in your body is already tainted and is poisoned, please understand that you are getting a tonic of poison. And that's why it's really important to not juice food unless it is certified organic, because you are literally getting a tonic. A juice is like just the liquid out of the fruit, which is brilliant if it's certified organic, but if it's not, you are getting literally chemicals in a little in a tonic form. So concentrated, when I say tonic, I mean like a concentrate. It's literally like a concentrate of chemicals that you are drinking. So it's not great. And people are like, Blythe, but certified organic food's really expensive. If you have the choice between an extra 20 years on your life or an extra 15 years on your life, and you have to spend a little bit more money now, would you pay for that? I'm going to say that 80% of people would definitely pay for having an extra 10 to 15 years on their life expectancy with feeling amazing, because if you didn't, you're probably already having suicidal tendencies now that you haven't been able to talk your mind out of. But the majority of people want to live longer and want to have a better quality of life. So certified organic foods are amazing. You can literally, once you start to go on certified organic foods as well, you will notice that you won't get sick and you won't need to have, I don't know what the words are in America, because I don't take tablets or anything, like Tylenol, Panadol, Nurofen. You won't need any of those things anymore, because you won't get headaches, you won't get ulcers, you won't get like these diseases that pop up because you're healthy, your body, you've started to take control of your body, and these other things won't come up. You won't need any of these things, so you'll actually save a whole lot of money. And because you feel a lot better, you probably won't need to go and do a whole lot of the other things that you need to do because you're feeling like a bag of shit, right? You'll actually feel a whole lot better more of the time, so you'll actually save money, so you won't mind spending money on the food because it'll actually balance out, and in the long run, you'll actually probably spend a whole lot less money, because when you feel good, you actually look good. So you don't actually feel like you need to spend as much money on clothes or all of those other things, because you realize that your wardrobe's pretty sweet and you can actually spend more time in nature or with friends because you're a whole lot happier. You don't need to go and buy things all the time because you're actually just filling up something within you that is a void that you've just sort of like probably just skimmed over. So once you start to get healthy, it changes everything. Everything becomes a whole lot better. You'll be like, oh my gosh, I love shopping. Yeah, that's okay. You probably still go shopping, just not as much, but you won't be obsessed with it, you know? And you'll be a lot happier. So honestly, when you start eating healthier, you will become a whole lot happier, and you'll also become a whole lot less stressed, because when you start having more certified organic foods as well, there isn't as many chemicals in there, and the chemicals are in there to play havoc with your brain. And also, the foods are not genetically modified, and if you're having GMO foods, you've got to understand that there is, like, let's say in a fruit or a vegetable, when the DNA structure of a plant has been manipulated or played with, and then you eat that, there are certain chemicals, certain vitamins, minerals, nutrients in that food that are missing. And what that actually means is that when you start to consume them, the body isn't able to digest it as well, because what they've generally taken out is the digestive enzymes and things that are really important for the body to be able to have them digest really easily. They don't want you, the chemical companies that own these plants, that own your fruits and vegetables, they don't want you to digest easily. They want you to get sick, so then you'll go to the doctor and then you'll go and take their medicine. So please understand that this is one big cycle, and it all just is ridiculous, right? Like, they're all feeding into each other. The chemical company owns the food company. They're all exactly the same. And then they actually are the ones that pay the doctors to give you the drugs. So it's just this big looping cycle. So when you can understand that the whole world's fucked and you are your own savior, I know that sounds like craziness, but no, it literally is that once you just can understand that you can be in control of yourself, that you can be responsible for your own body and your own mind, and you don't need to rely on anybody else. Yes, you might need to get a guide to start help you through the process, because it is quite scary to think that, oh my gosh, the whole system that I thought was helping me and is saving me is actually fucking with me. I understand that can be quite scary, but there is millions, billions of people around the world that are trained to help you. I'm a personal freedom coach, naturopathic nutritionist, all of the things. This is what I help guide a lot of my clients through. And then once you understand that, and once you're able to take your health into your own hands, then there's a whole world that opens up for you, because you actually realize that there's other deeper issues going on within you that the health was sort of blocking, that you were concentrating on the health, but there were these other things that were actually an issue underneath that. And then once you actually are able to deal with these parts of yourself, then everything becomes a whole lot easier, a real whole lot easier. So yes, that's pretty much what I was going to talk about tonight, biohacking your health. Yeah, because as well, like, a lot of people that, and a lot of the companies that own, like, when you have operations and things like that, like a lot of the companies that, the medical companies and that sort of thing that own, whether it be chemo or owning the stints that they put in people's bodies or owning all of those sort of things, they actually are owned by like the Rothschilds and and all of those sort of things. So when you understand that all of the things that people are trying to put into your bodies or getting you to try and take are actually just a business and they don't actually care about you, then that can be quite scary at the start, but then also after that comes a whole lot of freedom with it, because you can realize that you don't need to do that anymore, that you can literally eat fruits and vegetables, clean water, drink clean water, and nuts and seeds, and get in the sunshine and get into nature. And that's what really good health is. And a bit of meditation and all of that sort of stuff, and being happier. Happiness will literally change your life. Like somebody was saying to me the other day, they're like, you can't think yourself happy. I'm like, well, you can. And she's like, well, you can't think yourself healthy. I'm like, well, actually you can. Like, you could bypass all of this health stuff and just be the happiest person in the world. I don't mean being a drunk happy. I mean legit a real happy person. And you can just bypass all of this stuff as well. But that is like a whole another enlightened human being, which we would all love to be that 90% of the time. But I did run into the Dalai Lama once, and he said, we're like, how are you happy all the time? He's like, well, I never see my family, and I don't live in a cave. We said, how would we be as happy as you all the time? And he's like, never see your family again and go and live in a cave, and then you'll be extremely happy. We're like, well, what about you? You're like happy. He's like, yeah, but I've got everybody that does everything for me. My whole job is to be happy, but I'm not like you guys. I'm not a human in the normal world. So if you want to be happy, like, just got to understand that it's just going to be a bit of a roller coaster. And if you want to be really happy, just never see your family again, because they normally trigger people. So if that was coming from the Dalai Lama, then that just gives us a little bit of insight about reality, right? Like, our world's a little bit tricky, and navigating it by ourselves is challenging. So that's why I would say the number one thing, if you want to start biohacking your health, first, do a detox. Allow the body a chance to give itself a shower. That's all a detox is, just having a shower. Just clean it up a little bit before you go and get the tests, because if you go and get the tests first, you'll generally find something. But if you give yourself a bit of a clean first, then probably a lot of it can go away, and that's what you want really when you're going to biohack your health. You're actually one of two people. You want either to actually really get healthy, or you want somebody just to look after you because you're just done and tired. And if you get into that sort of way of thinking, that you're just done and tired and you want somebody to just help you, and you're probably just a little bit alone and sad, and because I've seen this with my family and it breaks my heart, that I wish they'd just get a coach and just get somebody to help them through, because there's just deeper issues going on that if you actually have somebody supporting you and holding you accountable for things within your life, and creating a beautiful plan for you, and being able to get to know yourself on a deeper level, then a lot of your health issues can just dissolve as well, because it's a lot of the time unhealed trauma, or not being seen or heard in the world, and not getting the love that you desire, because everybody just wants to be loved. Everybody wants to love themselves. So when you're able to work with somebody and actually have ignite that love that's always within you, then it's a game changer, and your health and your happiness can literally change straight away. So I would highly recommend working with a coach. This is the work that I do. My name's Blythe Langford. I am a personal freedom coach, and I help people biohack their health and free themselves from the mental fuckery that this world has put us in. Because it's not necessary. It's a beautiful, beautiful place that we actually get to live in. And the most beautiful place that we actually get to live is in this human body. Our human body is so beautiful, and it is literally fighting for your life every second of your day. Your body wants you to survive more than you do. Just think about how many times you sabotage yourself, and your body still gets up and it lives to fight another day. And even when you're sleeping, when you're like completely unconscious every single night, your body is repairing over 200 trillion cells within your body every freaking night. Like, it is just an army. It is your warrior. It is literally fighting for you every second of the day. It's so beautiful. So just acknowledge that your body's freaking amazing, and it will probably start healing itself. So if you did that like a lot throughout the day, it'd be freaking amazing, because your body is awesome. I love you. There's some comments on here. I'll come back and look at them after, because I was getting too sidetracked. I will come and comment on the comments now. But I love you all so much, and look after your beautiful body, and do a detox before you start biohacking, because the secret is, once you detox, then you won't need to biohack, because then you'll be healthy. That's how beautiful it is, okay? So biohacking and all of those things, like, I'm going to do another post on how people are biohacking their health with AI and all of that other stuff, because all of the things that they're putting within their bodies, if they actually just did a detox, then all of their spiritual gifts and all of their psychic abilities and all of the things that they're actually sticking within them are actually already available for them right now, and it's really free, and they don't need to put fucking all of the gadgets in their body. So fruits and veggies, where is that? It's literally that simple, guys. And good clean spring water will change your life. Okay, I love you.